SCP-3676 is really cool, you guys. I think y'all are gonna love this reaction. If you enjoyed my Wilson's Wildlife reaction that we did a while back, you're really gonna like this. There is a cool plot twist in it that I think you'll enjoy, as well as just the fact that this creature is awesome. Really, really cool. Anyway, guys, let's get into it. This is by TheVolgun. Make sure to subscribe to him. Subscribe to me if you enjoy reactions. Let's do it.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Dr.
My name is
Miller.
Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-3676. Object Class: Keter.
Of course.
Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3676's containment is currently contested between the Foundation and Group of Interest 466, Wilson's Wildlife Solutions. As per the Boring Agreement, all related correspondence is to be directed through WWS liaison Kim Madison, the designated head of the project. Chamber 3676 Alpha is to be used to contain the entity as often as feasible, and monitoring of its extra-universal passage is paramount. Fourth Scranton equalizers are to be used to negate SCP-3676's effects wherever possible. These containment procedures were stricken from the document. Updated containment procedures as follows. SCP-3676 is currently uncontained. As and when it remanifests, Mobile Task Force Upsilon Pioro, Slings and Arrows, is to track and sedate the entity before transferring it to Containment Chamber 3676 Beta. Full specifications for said chamber are available in the attached supplementary documentation. Description: SCP-3676 is an abnormally large specimen of Harpaphe haydeniana, or cyanide millipede, estimated to be at least 1.5 kilometers in length and around 5 meters in diameter. Detailed analysis of SCP-3676's biology has not been possible due to its size and anomalous effects, but preliminary analysis suggests it functions on an internal body plan closer to that of most vertebrates than non-anomalous millipedes. It should be noted that, despite this, it is a genetic match with Harpaphe haydeniana, and externally identical, excepting the additional body segments. Aside from its exaggerated size, SCP-3676's primary anomalous property occurs whenever it attempts to burrow or otherwise move quickly between locations. When such an event occurs, SCP-3676 will sporadically generate Class E, Momentary Lapse of Reason, wormholes between baseline reality and a related branch universe, and almost invariably pass through into said universe. These wormholes are two-dimensional, largely imperceptible and temporarily stable following creation, existing for between 42 minutes and 3 months, with a mean duration of 2 weeks. In addition to this, their generation is hypothesized to be restricted to NX-17, the S-Photo class nexus localized in the town of Boring, Oregon, and the surrounding area. But this is unconfirmed, as SCP-3676 has yet to leave the area. The effect is purely physical in nature, and SCP-3676 does not possess any additional temporal, metaphysical, or probabilistic effects related to alternate timelines or casual progression. SCP-3676 was initially cataloged on 12/06/2015 as part of a joint investigation by Research Task Force Seagull 9, Oregon Trailblazers, Mobile Task Force Beta 4, Castaways, and a team of staff from Wilson's Wildlife Solutions. While successful in identifying the creature and mitigating immediate damage to the area, disputes arose regarding which organization should take control of the anomaly. As per the Boring Agreement, Wilson's Wildlife Solutions had area priority, while Foundation staff maintained, and continued to maintain, that SCP-3676 posed a sufficient threat to human life to warrant high-level containment by the Foundation's Department of Extra-Universal Affairs. The following is a record of all major events relating to SCP-3676's containment. Date: 12/06/2015. Nature of event: initial contact established. 2 personnel lost in an unknown branch universe after falling through a tunnel left by SCP-3676, currently deemed missing in action. Follow-up action taken. Containment established as Foundation priority. on the grounds that an alternate reality does not constitute part of the state of Oregon, regardless of its geographical status. Containment Chamber 3676 Alpha built with 4th Scranton equalizers to prevent multi-universal shifts. Date: 29/07/2015. Nature of event: it is noted that during casual discussion that 3 members of SCP-3676's containment team believed U.S. President William Henry Harrison died of an infected wound after 43 days in office rather than pneumonia after 31, as is established history. No other major discrepancies in recollections of historical events were noted. Follow-up action taken. Due to an inability to ascertain the person's point of origin and the lack of any debilitating psychological effects caused by the incident, the decision was made to assign the staff the positions of their counterparts, under the assumption that the alternate foundation will do the same for our original staff.
So we had a different president?
Date: 05/12/2015.
That alternate reality.
Nature of event: power failure results in a containment breach of SCP-3676 and a number of other anomalous entities. The entity escapes through an adjacent universe in which the chamber was not constructed and remanifests 13 kilometers northeast alongside large amounts of rubble and several irradiated corpses. Follow-up action taken. Solutions staff tranquilize the entity at the scene and begin to draft plans for long-term containment. Foundation staff object, but WWS Liaison Madison enacts home ground priority provided the entity does not shift universes again. Long-term sedation is enacted and remains functional until 28/03/2016. Date: 28/03/2016. Nature of event: sedation chemicals are spontaneously removed from SCP-3676's bloodstream, presumably ejected into a branch universe of unknown nature, and the entity regains consciousness, demanifesting almost immediately. Mobile Task Force Upsilon Pioro attempt to subdue it upon its remanifestation, but are repeatedly dragged by SCP-3676 into alternate universes alongside near-identical copies of themselves. The entity escapes in the ensuing confusion. Follow-up action taken. The entity remains uncontained for approximately 6 weeks, during which time multiple geological disturbances are noted in and around the area. Date: 02/04/2016. Nature of event: a large statue of unknown origin is uncovered 40 kilometers from the border of boring, presumably manifesting as the result of SCP-3676's activities. The object appears to be a representation of SCP-3676 itself and is inscribed with the names of several hundred people, as well as what appears to be a cause of death. Battle features prominently, as do elsewhere, and the greater good. Preliminary analysis places its date of creation at no more than 5 years previously. Follow-up action taken. Item taken into storage. Further action deemed unnecessary.
The other universe worshiping
Date:
it or something?
11/05/2016. Nature of event: SCP-3676 remanifests in Containment Chamber 3676 Alpha. Numerous crossbow bolts are found embedded in the entity's back, and it appears severely weakened from extensive blood loss.
Okay, maybe not worship.
Follow-up action taken. Plans are made to transport the entity away from NX-17, but WWS Liaison Madison objects on the grounds of preserving natural parabiodiversity, as well as supporting the group's development of esoteric containment methods.
I don't even know what that means.
Date: 15/06/2016. Nature of event: SCP-3676 demanifests from its chamber shortly after containment rights are transferred to Wilson's Wildlife Solutions. Attempts to pinpoint its location in U-space fail due to SCP-3676's removal and partial consumption of the relevant equipment. Follow-up action taken. Pending. See below. Following the event on 15/06/2016, the decision was made to contact Wilson's Wildlife Solutions directly rather than through a liaison, as is protocol. Timothy Wilson, founder and leader, reacted with surprise after being informed about the anomaly and reported that no such entity existed on their records.
What?
When questioned about Miss Kimberly Madison, Wilson responded that there was no such person on their payroll. A woman by that name had approached him for a position some years previously, but had been killed in a car accident shortly afterwards.
So she was posing as a liaison?
Containment has since reverted to Foundation control, and the construction of Chamber 3676 Beta is ongoing. The location and origin of Person of Interest 7643, Kimberly Madison alternate, and the WWS research team responsible for initial categorization are currently unknown.
Maybe she was from the other universe and using it to manipulate her power in that other universe.
Anyway, I think that about does it for today.
Wow.
Thank you for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed.
That's crazy.
Goodbye.
So this millipede not only can travel between an alternate universe and our current universe, but can drag things along with it, meaning that it probably was being used by that liaison in the other universe to maintain power of transportation and go back and forth, and using it for, you know, her own personal gain. That's kind of crazy, dude. Like, you know, a lot of people take advantage of natural disasters and things of that nature, you know, like in times of big storms or whatever, and hurricanes in Louisiana, there's a lot of people that scalp and overprice and price gouge very necessary things like ice and water and gasoline because they can, you know? And it's horrible to think that is, but I mean, it's something that we all live with. It's really cool though, man. I can see how this would be pretty hard to contain. But the fact that it went back to the containment chamber is kind of interesting too. Like it was just trying to flee. So it's hard to tell whether or not it was going there for protection, or if it was being controlled, maybe by the liaison. I don't know. Anyway, this was great, guys. TheVolgun, make sure to subscribe to him. Subscribe to me if you enjoy reactions, and if you love this video, check this one out.